I started off the day with a bad migraine because I've been cutting out caffeine, and somehow I've still ended it being productive, having a nice, still relaxing day. So let's pull some tarot about it. Monday in the evening, so we're gonna pull for guidance for this week. I know it's a little late in the day. Hopefully you guys haven't had too crazy of a day without me giving you advice. But we're just gonna pull to see what advice the tarot has for us for this week. I have a Venus retrograde going on right now in Leo. I know we talked a little bit about that last week. So I know that that's got some energy going around. It's definitely affected me. Had me having some crazy dreams and yeah, and also just having trouble sleeping, which looks like is coming out in this advice today. The advice today? Piping hot. Honestly, it goes right in line with the Venus retrograde, but also weirdly doesn't. This has been somewhat of a theme recently, but I am seeing some depression and anxiety with some people, maybe some combativeness, right? Obviously, like I said, some people losing sleep. I know I've been having trouble sleeping here recently. It's either like I can't sleep and can't stay asleep, or whenever I take because I have insomnia, so whenever I take my insomnia medication, it makes me sleep way too long and like way into the next day. The main thing that I want to highlight, just because it's really hard to shove all of this into like a 3-minute video, but the main thing I want to highlight is that there is a feeling of being stuck in a certain spot. Like there's a lull happening where you're like in a little bubble, and whenever you move, anything that enters the bubble is then diluted or almost not allowed to enter. We've been saying this for a little bit, but we're in a waiting period. We're in a period of transition. We're in a period of sitting and waiting for things to come to us, right? We're also at like an impasse where the things that we've been wanting for a while but haven't really been trying to obtain are now on their way to us, and the things that we've been dealing with for a while that we shouldn't have been dealing with are on their way out. But through that transition, it's like the universe has put a little protective bubble around us to keep things from going too crazy, to keep us from making too crazy of decisions and too big of decisions that might disrupt that flow. And now we're in the center point of that flow. During this Venus retrograde, be very careful not to just like cut people off and cut things off. It looks like there is going to be some of that coming, but you're going to be picking up on that energy, so you're going to want to do that. But this is saying that like these need to be like slow, calculated things. The universe is going to guide you into those like situations on how to cut things and who to cut off and things like that. You may be suspecting that something is happening in your life around you, but put it on the wrong person. The universe is going to show you where that energy needs to be given. Some of you may even be having a union happen, and that's a big thing in Venus retrograde where they're like, don't start new relationships, don't do this, don't do that. But some of you might. Some of you might have a very healing relationship come in that looks definitely romantic and almost soulmate-ish. I'm not on the big twin flame hype, but you know, I'm out of time. But if you'd like to book a reading with me, go to the link in my bio.